And welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this Helpdesk Live. I checked the comments already, and I have to point this out straight away.
Yeah.
Brian Hunter is having a 55th anniversary and is still with us for Helpdesk Live. Brian, thank you so much
That's
for
it,
joining
That's
us.
man. I
commitment
mean,
right there.
that's
To help desk
amazing.
live. Commitment to help desk live.
And he said his wife's letting him watch the help desk live. So I guess that's how you do 55,
That's
right?
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I'd be asking for danger pay if I'm honest.
Oh yeah, yeah. My wife and I just had our 10th anniversry, and I feel like that's
Congratulations.
an accomplishment. Then I see 55 over here, and I'm like, those are rookie numbers. So, uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Congratulations
true.
to both of you.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
We have the usual suspects. We got Adam, Steve, Costa. Steve, you were out sick. We missed you so much, and it feels like we're whole again.
I know, right? It's like going on holiday and coming back and having all of the backlog of all of the work that you need to do, but you still feel rubbish. Do you know what I mean? It is. I wish I had the holiday, but anyway, it's great to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yep,
Yeah, good.
Yep, yep.
Always
Great
good to have you
back,
guys
man.
on. And I don't know if I can delay any further. I think I'm feeling this wall of excitement coming from Crete about what we're talking about today. And then
Oh yeah,
after
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure, man, for sure. One of my favorite topics ever, and in a Libre in general, and we're doing a live about it. It's awesome, isn't it? This is an
it
awesome
is.
one.
So after Costas talks, we do have some pretty exciting updates happening. Two exciting things to announce, and maybe some more. So stick with us, and we're gonna have a great live today. So, Costas, what's the deal with Excel?
What's the deal with Excel? Oh man. So first of all, first time I ever used Excel to automate a part, right? Okay, so this is drive down memory lane. It was I was using SolidWorks. I was working for a company that made dual axis solar trackers, right? And they were unusually enough, they were hydraulically powered, not with electric actuators, but with hydraulics. They were like, imagine that the largest one was like 1,200 feet of photovoltaic panels it could take on. So we're talking about some massive machinery right there. And the first time I used Excel was I took an Italian hydraulics manufacturer's catalog, right? And I took every single part and I downloaded their tables into Excel, and I automated the generation in SolidWorks, right? And that was amazing. That was about a week's of work, and then we could design any any hydraulic ram, any hydraulic cylinder that we wanted in minutes. So that's my first contact designing with Excel. And you know what the thing is? A Libre can do the exact same thing, and in more than one ways, right? And it costs in Greece, it costs a fifth of SolidWorks. So when I discovered that pretty early on that I could do the same things uh, with a Libre, well, you can imagine that I was very, very excited to jump in, and I've been using it as much as I can. Right, any chance I get, for example, like the flanges, the flanges example I've been doing in my series, Fusion via Libre. That is an example of a part that I have actually uh, automated with Excel. And there are other examples that I've automated with Excel. For example, the 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 bore in a pulley and the matching keyway, right? Which is something that you cannot do with the equation editor because the keyway dimensions change every few millimeters in the shaft. So 6 to 8 millimeters, you get one keyway. 8 to 10 millimeters, you get another keyway. And you cannot do that with the equation editor. You cannot have anything else than a linear relationship there. But with Excel, you can definitely do that, right? Because it's just a VLOOKUP. So yeah, it's definitely a passionate relationship between me and Excel, and also the toolbox, which is also Excel driven. And I've had another video of me creating square tube profiles with different CAD angles and all that, and doing it all in Excel. What else? And I also have my Excel for engineering masterclass, right? Where
Absolutely.
yeah, where I do an even deeper dive in what you can do with Excel, and how you can clean up tables and implement it into the design. So yeah, definitely, it's there
So
are a
before
lot
we
of
get into the meat of the work here, and I think one of the chats might have that we've had up on screen might have foreshadowed this. We're talking a lot about Excel.
yeah.
Do you have to use Excel? Can you use like an Office platform, like an Open Office, a Libre Office that can save an Excel file format? What's the parameters here to get us started?
Well, that's an excellent question. We have the Excel add-on. It ships with the Libre. You can install it from the files, but there may be a new thing for LibreOffice that I'm also going to cover. So this is going to be kind of an exciting one.
This is a good one, guys. This is a good one.
So I don't know. Do you have any examples that you want to share, Costas, or?
Well, I can definitely whip up an example, right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
If
I also
that's-
can share the new thing if you need some time to get staged too.
No. I think we can do a simple one, and that will show the workflow to people. I think we can do that.
Perfect. All right. So go ahead.
So yeah, if oh man, guys, just give me. I'm sorry, I need 5.
I think he's just getting reset there. But here's a great question. Can it work with CSV files? So we'll let Costas get restaged here, but I don't know.
Yeah, so sorry for that.
Yep.
I'm having camera trouble, technical difficulties. I should have dropped that technical difficulties image. But yeah, okay. So so let's answer quickly to LGR FBS. Yeah, if you need to open up the CSV file into Excel. But if we can switch over to my screen, I can start showing how it works. So what I will be showing to you guys now is the official Excel add-in, right? So let's say that we've got a flange here, right? So this is the original example, and let's say that outer diameter is 285, and the inner diameter, let's call that 160. These are not real numbers, right? These are off the top of my head, but you can definitely look up real data and the design off of that, right? So this is the flange disk. Okay, let's go ahead and get a hole going in there. Apologies, I think I have too many presets.
I know how that goes.
Yeah, first time you open it, it takes a while if you've got a few presets, right? This is how many I have, by the way. Okay, let's get a radius going here. Let's do 120. Is that going to work? Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll pattern this for 8 times. Okay. So this is a flange, right? This is a very basic rudimentary flange. If we go into our equation editor really quickly, you will see that we've got, as we're designing, right, we're creating parameters here. So one parameter is a count parameter, number 8. That's the pattern I just did. And then you've got outer diameter, inner diameter, and you can change these names. This is the hole diameter, PCD, well, PCR, circle radius is this one. So this is the flange thickness, this is the hole diameter, this is the radius of the bolt circle, right? So what happens now? Let's just, I need to save this somewhere. I'll just do my desktop for now. So what happens now if we fire up Excel, right? Well, what happens, let me do this. There you go. No? Again, guys, sorry, technical difficulties. We'll get there. So what happens here is if you go into add-ins and you need to save this workbook. Okay, let's save this also to my desktop. Let's save it to documents. That should work. Yeah, for some reason, my Office saves everything into open format first for some reason. But anyway, so I guess it knows who the owner is. But so as soon as you open up the Libre Excel add-in, and I show in my video how to install it, and it's really easy to get it going. What you get is this screen, right? And you have session here, configuration. It can also drive configurations, and this is amazing. And if you click here, what you get is this menu here, this dialog box, which shows all of the open files for Libre that you have going. So you might have part files that are open. You might have an assembly that is open. It'll all show up in here. And if you have an assembly that is open, what you will see here, let's say that you only have an assembly open. What you will see here is the assembly and also every other part file listed as open. Okay. So right now we only have this. So I select that. Okay. And you see that it brings the parameters in. Okay. Let's now do a quick table. Sorry, I should have prepared this in advance. This is the OD. This is the ID. What else do I do? This is the disk thickness. This is. What else do I need? I need, this is the whole diameter. But this is a good exercise to see that this is really easy and really quick to work with. So this is the whole diameter, and yeah, and then we need the hole count. Yeah, and I think that's about it. So we've got this one, we've got this one, we've got this one. Yep. Okay, so this is 285. Let's do first the ones that we've got active. It's this one. This is 22, and this is 8. And let's say we need to make another flange, right? And let's say that now this is 210, and this is 80, and this is 18, and the whole diameter is now 18, and it's still 12. And let's make a couple more, and I'll do 150 and 60 and 16 again. I'll do 4 here, which is not realistic, by the way. After 100 millimeters, you change up to 8 bolts, but still, we just need to watch this operate, right? Let's still do 16, and let's do, oh, you know what? Let's make this really weird. Okay, let's say that these are the the values that we want to. This is our table, right? And okay, so this is turning into an Excel tutorial. But yeah, bear with me. And let's call this size, and we'll call this A, B, C, and D. Right? So I'll just grab. So I'm not just showing you how the add-in works. I'm also showing you how to set it up so that it is useful, right? So we're just going to go here into data and data validation. Where's the data validation, right? So you go into data validation, you get this dialog, you go list, and you hit this button and you tell it that this is your list. So, and you hit OK. So what happened? You just made a drop-down menu here. It says A, B, C, and whatever, right? And now we're going to go and do a quick lookup. This is our lookup value. Comma. This is our table array. And this is going to be column 2. And we're going for exact matches. And that should work. And you see that we got our value here, right? We need to do this, hit F4, so we lock all of these. We do F4, so we lock all of these cells into place. And now I just pick up this little square here, and I drag it across, and I go and I change these numbers, right? So this is now 3, this is now 4, this is now 5, not 45. We don't have 45 columns. Again, if you remember, that is the number of the column that is going to get drawn in from your data, right? And what did I make now? Well, as you can see, by changing this from the drop down, I can change these values, okay? So let's now say that I have a table. This is very rudimentary, guys, but this is the working principle. So I have a table, and then I have a row that I select an entry, and then it updates with the values from that row. So let's go tie these two things together. And again, in my video, I go in a lot more detail, but this is a great example. So let's do it in the order that we did it inside the in the modeling. So D1, okay. I click here on D1, and you see that I get some things down here. First of all, it says cell reference null. We don't want it. No, we want it to reference in cell. So as soon as I click on there, I get this dialog, and it says select the cell to reference. This is pretty straightforward, right? So I select this one, the OD, right? And I hit OK, and then I need to tell it what's the units. You see that it's reading the parameters in centimeters, which is pretty interesting because the Libre engine, the ASYS kernel, basically works in centimeters, which is amazing to
I was
think.
just about to ask. Advanced CAD CAM solutions just said you need to. It's in centimeters, not millimeters. Oh yeah, I was going to highlight it. It's not letting me highlight comments, but
yeah. So you have your units down here, right? And you tell it that this cell reference that I just gave you is in millimeters, right? It just needs to know that, even though it operates in centimeters as it brings it in. And after I select these two things, I just click modify. So what just happened? First of all, this became millimeters. Okay, that's easy to see. And now there's a cell reference now. Okay, and the current value is 100 millimeters. Just bringing it in to open things up. We have a column here. It says new value that is all, a blank at the moment. So let's go through real quick and do all of these. I mean, it's not going to take a huge amount of time, but so this is the disk thickness, and again, it is in millimeters. As you modify things, you still have an overview right from this table, just to make sure that you're doing everything correctly. So this, see now we missed. Okay, so I'm just going to insert a column
doing it live.
here.
Doing it
live, right? Bold circ radius, right? But that's the beauty of it. It is this like easy to work with, which is amazing, isn't it? Let's do this 110 and let's do this like 75. Will that work? I'm pretty sure I don't like this number. I'll do that 9. I'll make that 90. Okay. And I'm going to go here. And this now needs to be 4. And okay, these values need to change now. Again, but so that's about it. I mean, you see how easy it is. I just love how easy it is to work with these things. So this is now the bold circle, and my reference is this one. Let me just bring the label down as well. Okay. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so you see now, guys, I didn't hit modify there. So it didn't go in. Now it will go in. Okay, D6. Okay, that is the whole diameter. Which is this one. Do I have E8? Have I put that in? Okay. I need to change this. So this is the disk thickness. Okay, millimeters modified. Okay. Okay. So I scooched everything one column over, and then I almost, almost put myself in a corner there. And finally, we have the whole count, right? So this is how this works. By the way, the whole count is an integer, right? It doesn't have any any units, and it recognizes this, right? Okay. So this has updated, which means that I messed up with my hole somewhere, right? Okay, so this 75 doesn't work. You see, guys, we need to rethink that. That's the radius, isn't it?
So maybe 75 divided by 2.
So yeah. I guess this works a bit better. And you see that now that I changed this, right? I changed it in the table. The VLOOKUP picked it up, changed it in the driven cells, and the add-in picked it up, and it's telling me you have a new value there. So I just say update all, and it's in here. I'm inside a sketch, right? It's not. It works like seamlessly. And if I deactivate my sketch and hit F5, it should go through. And let's check what is this is this diameter is 16 millimeters, right? So let's change this. I don't like it. Change it in the table. The VLOOKUP picks it up. I hit update all, and now it's 12 millimeters. So let's go and build our original one again. Update all. Well, this will take a while. This is what we started with. Let's see, size B. Okay, I think these all need to be divided by 2 or something. Let's do this 80. Let's do this 55. Okay. So size B. You see, I'm changing these as I go, right? Hit update all. This is our size B now. So hole diameter, if I click here, I get, you see down here, 18, size B, hole diameter 18, right? So what do I have now? I have a part here that will change according to my data. And the beauty is not when you make the data by yourself like I did here, right? The beauty is when you go online and you download a huge table and you clean it up with a Power Query or something. And then what you have is all of the parts in that single table as a single part. And this is the mind-blowing part for me. This is why I love, and this is why the energy from Crete reached over the Atlantic, and even Joseph felt it, right? Guys, what I just showed you here is the exact workflow, click for click, in a Libre Atom 3D. This works in Atom 3D, right? You can do that in a $200 CAD system, right? It's mind-boggling. And I just told you at the top of this live stream that I use this capability in SolidWorks, and I made an entire catalog. By the way, if anyone is interested and is familiar, it was the catalog from Contarini, which is an Italian hydraulics manufacturer, great company. And I made their entire catalog: pistons, cylinders, rods, seals, all of it, right? And that was in SolidWorks Professional, which is not 5 times more expensive than a Libre Design Expert. It's more than 5 times. In Greece, SolidWorks Standard is 5 times more expensive than Design Expert.
We got a pretty good question here. Did your example spreadsheet create configs?
It didn't. And why is that? Because I didn't ask it to, right? You see that I can create a new configuration right off the bat here, right? So these things, guys, there you go. There's a proof. It does not create new configurations. That's the beauty of it, and the beauty of this spreadsheet. But I might be hogging the time, and this might be a nice subject for a video, a deep dive. The beauty is that when you create a new configuration from the Libre Excel add-in, you can have, so let's say that I'm doing new configuration. Configuration 2 can drive the same parameters from different cells, right? So right now, D1 is driven by the cell in sheet 1 at position B8, right? There you go. I just clicked on it and it shows me what's what, right? If I do a configuration, I can have the same parameter driven by a different cell, one down here. So the combinations are amazing. I mean, seriously now, it's just your imagination is the actual limit at this point, right? To what you can do. And you can drive different configurations. You can have so what did I do now? I took every single parameter in the file and I drove it from this spreadsheet. But what I could also do is I could drive half of these parameters from this Excel spreadsheet, and I drive the other half from a different Excel spreadsheet, right? So let's say that you have the keyway dimensions I mentioned earlier. You have them in one Excel spreadsheet, and you've got your table, and it's all nice and shiny and whatnot. Every time you've got keyway dimensions, you can drive only that parameter from that spreadsheet, and maybe then you have another timing pulleys, right? The timing pulleys is what I did in my video on the Excel added, right? So you might have the catalog of a company with timing pulleys, and drive half your design from that table, and drive the keyways from another table. So to bring it like in database terms, if that helps anyone, this is not a one-to-one relationship. This is a hybrid relationship, because it can be a one-to-many, and it can also be many-to-one. So what I mean, this part can be driven by many Excel spreadsheets if you want, and also many parts can be driven by this one Excel spreadsheet, right? In my video, what I do is I take a single Excel spreadsheet and I drive a shaft, a pulley, and a key. So 3 parts from a single Excel file. Basically, the entire assembly from a single Excel file. And just to blow your minds even more, guys, this works in Atom 3D, as we said, but this can also drive global parameter files, right? Not just 3D models of parts and assemblies. You can actually drive the global parameters, which has its own layer of configurations. So the actual level of complexity management you can do with this little tool that is given to us by Libre for free, basically, and included even in Atom 3D.
There's a lot of questions here. This is kind of just a really broad view of it. Costas has a couple different videos that explain this whole thing way more in depth, as well as there's always the forum as well if there's something specific that you're wanting to do. This is a good one here. Imagine the part needs a complex drawing that I don't want to make 10 times over.
Exactly.
How does a save as workflow work that includes the drawing and allows multiple parts referencing the same table?
That's a great question. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me tell you. It's as simple as this, right? So let's say that in one assembly I need size A. So this is my generator part, right? Let's consider this to be a generator part, and then I go and hit save as, right? My computer is slowing down for some reason. Okay, so I'll call this size A, right? And now I have size A as a separate part file, right? And I can go in, bring it into my assembly. Now, 3 days later, I make a different pipeline, let's say, that requires size D. I open up my generator part, I make my size D, and then I go and save as this file, and I will save this. And you can see this is size A, right? It's already created. And I will just save this as size D. So basically what I've done here, right? And the way I propose to you guys that you use this is you can make a library of generator parts, right? So there is a caveat to that, though. And let me just show you what it is, right? Let's close this. Let's go to size A.
And while we're waiting, I see a pretty compelling question. Is this a way to create points for a spline curve? And
of course.
Yep, there are a few things behind that too. So don't let me forget to talk to that as well.
Yeah, sure. So if I go into my equation editor, right, you will just get this message saying missing external reference. One or more externally driven parameters have a missing source spreadsheet file, right?
Are you sharing that, Kostas? Because we've got the Libre launcher.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do that again.
That's okay.
I didn't. It opened up in my second screen.
Doing it live.
Doing it live. And I also see this question. Can this be extended to the sheet metal? Guys, if it opens up in a Libre, it can be driven by an Excel spreadsheet. So sheet metal, whatever. It's sky's the limit, basically, right? Okay, so let me bring that in. So I click on my equation editor here, and I get this message, like this error message. One or more externally driven parameters have a missing source spreadsheet file. So basically, what it's telling me, and you see the source here, right? It says X. Okay. So if I change this, can I change this? So yeah, I cannot change that. So the idea here is that this part now, right, exists as is. You can add things to it, right? For example, what can I do? Let's, okay, having oh man, this is really slow. Having a keyway cutaway that doesn't make real sense for a pipe flange, but you know, let's just pretend that it does. And I just used my new macro here for cut through all, right? Just to plug in my latest video as well. So this now you can add things to it, right? I'm getting that message again. You can add things to it, but you see that the other values are basically kind of locked. So you will consider these files, you know, like starting files, right? You get your file, it works, it calculates, it's usable in an assembly, but in order to break the connection between the spreadsheet and this file, right? You basically need to make new parameters and go in one by one in every place that they are used and reassign them. So yeah, the way you treat these parts are as generated DOM parts, because they're now locked like this, but you can then add things to it, right? So yeah, that's the general outlook of it. Any other questions? We still have the highlighted tool, comment here that yeah, it can definitely be extended to the sheet metal. Yep.
And you might, I don't know if you might want to check your noise filtering, but I think we have some background here. I also see a question: do you always have to use the generated part workflow and save new files, or can the spreadsheet create configurations in the same file?
Thanks for that, Joseph.
Yep. So for a second, it looked like you could tell it to generate configurations. So I'll let you take that one, Costas. Can you generate configurations from the Excel add-on is the question.
You can. And I'll be completely honest. I've never done it, but if you would like to see me fail live, we're
gonna pull the lever.
Oh yeah. I mean, I always say that when you're making a YouTube, video to educate people, you need to be brave enough to fail on screen. I don't always do that. I'm not always that brave, but yeah, let's fail on screen right now. So this is our generator part. Just to answer the first part of this question, no, you do not always need to use the generator part workflow, because you might design a part that you want to go in an assembly and it needs to exist only in that one assembly, right? You don't need to make copies of it. It just needs to exist in that one assembly. Or you can drive the entire assembly off of it, right? So in that case, you don't use the generator part. Your part is your actual part. But in a case like this, when you're making a flange, which, let's be honest, in a single pipeline, you might use like dozens of these or even hundreds, right? Well, in parts like this, it pays to use the generator part workflow. But if you're just making an assembly and you want this part and, the timing pulley. So my other video is a great example. A shaft, a key on that shaft with its key slot and whatnot, and the pulley are all driven by the same Excel file. So in that case, it's not a generator part workflow. That is my assembly. I just, tell it I want a 12 millimeter shaft on a 44 tooth pulley, and it does what it needs to do, and I get my new assembly. So basically, again, your imagination is the limit. That's, you just think of new ways to use it, but the horsepower is there, so you just need to choose the road you're going to drive on. Go ahead, Joseph.
Sorry, if you don't mind me cutting in here, I can switch here. So obviously I have this flange with two fillets. I'm trying to be cool like Costas because he put out this awesome video about weld neck flanges, and you can choose configurations, but if you click these three dots, you can just click a box here that says create new configuration, and I can say new config. We can lock it if we want to. Click create, and then I got this new config there. So useful, handy. And as Costas was saying, I think Costas is the real master at Excel here, because everything is so well thought out as to what's being said. So, but yeah, kind of a cool nugget there.
Yeah. So that's what I was about to do here.
Oh, sorry, did I steal it? Sorry about that.
No. Don't worry about it. So let's call this config about to fail, because why not? And let's hit create, and I'll hit OK. So where are we now? Okay. I didn't save this file. Okay, so this is okay. And I've done this mistake with the Excel add-in before. It's not the first time I do it. After you link your Excel file, you need to save both the Excel file and your part file, or else you didn't link anything. Okay? So that was a nice one. So this is all unlinked again. Yeah, if you want to bear with me while I do that again, or maybe
So I got a point to make here. I think
go, Steve. Go.
Is it fair to say that not all use cases are equal? So you've got somebody who,
of course,
is creating, if you want, seed parts. So you've got someone who's creating flanges, pulleys, gears. But then you've got somebody in a different use case that would then be creating assemblies and driving parts. So what you're demonstrating here is a framework that has the flexibility to do all of these different things, not just one. So it's about the viewers that are here with us today looking at their own use cases and seeing how they can apply this framework to it.
Definitely.
Keep in mind,
that's a great point.
Keep in mind that although Costas is using Excel, Joseph is going to kind of show us a little bit about using LibreOffice here in a second, which is completely and totally free. On top of that,
awesome. The fact that you can do it, right?
On top of that, please remember the forum. If you have something that if you have something that's like on the tip of your tongue, you're like, I know that's got to be possible, right? I've got to be able to use this add-on for what I'm trying to do, and you're not quite sure how to do it. Check the forum, because the people on the forum are absolute masterminds, and more than likely, you might even get Costas, because this is like his favorite feature. You might even get Costas saying, "Hey, this is how you do it."
Oh yeah, so. For sure, guys, for sure. For sure. And I don't know if you saw that, but as soon as I updated the file, the new configuration got created. Did you see that? Did you catch that?
Yep.
Can you see that, guys? I have a new configuration in here, and it is called config about to fail, right? And I can edit it like I edit any configuration. And right now it's, it can change any of these things, but I can, lock it to so that it change only certain areas. So yeah, and I can just click here again, but for some reason this is really heavy. I'm guessing the stream doesn't. Okay, so now I changed my configuration, right? So you see this, I changed my configuration, and now I can be doing different values, right? Let's just say that. I need a different line, but let's say that this config is always this second line. Could be. That didn't work. Instead of 8, let's do 6. Okay. Let's modify that. Right. And update all. Okay, so this now is, one part, and my other config. Okay. So these are locked together. It's a bit hard to explain how configurations work on the fly here. There is a lot to discuss on configurations. Maybe that's a great video to do in the future. But yeah, you can also create configurations right from the Excel spreadsheet, and they will propagate into the actual part, and you can manipulate them and do what you want with them. So yeah.
Well, maybe it's time for. Go ahead.
Any other questions? Just to close the circle on Omnicube's question. Yeah, you can tell it to generate configs. No, you don't always need the generator part workflow. That's it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for taking us through that, Costas.
Sorry, Joseph. Oh man, let me show this. Right? Can you use text in Excel to drive a text element in a Libre? The answer to that is no, unless you are a complete madman like me. So I do mention this briefly in my video, in my latest video on the Excel add-in. I have another video on how to do a dynamic serial number, right? Where I create a sort of what was that called in that not a codex. Is it a codex where you need to change the numbers in the Da Vinci Code, right? That device for yeah. So you change you roll some oh man, I don't know how to explain it.
Go check his video.
You roll, check my video, right? Dynamic serial numbers. Now, if on those polygonal wheels that you boolean into a part and you stamp it in your part, if you on each side you put a letter instead of a number, and then you use Alibre to match each letter in a word to a number, which you can do with the right and left functions in Excel, right? What you can do is you can have a word written in Excel, below it the numbers, the location of each letter in that polygonal wheel, and then you drive that into your parts, and they shift around, and that's how you do a dynamic text, which is, I mean, I'm telling you, this is one of my worst performing videos, precisely because it's completely insane. But if you want to do something like that, that's the way to do it. And maybe I even make another one of those videos that bomb hard, and I make a dynamic text. Who knows? Sorry for that, Joseph. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thanks so much, Costas. It's great to get all of your Excel skills going here. Now, we did get this interesting question about, can you use it to drive splines? And yes, you certainly can.
That's a good one.
Because what Excel does is what the add-on does is it takes information from Excel and it puts it right into equations. You can use those equations to drive splines. The important thing is you can update the spline curve as you change your data in Excel. But if you're looking to just do a spline curve, I think something that's more preferable is to insert spline from a CSV file, right? So I can click my little folder and I'm going to pull up a coordinate file, spline coordinates.csv. This is a very loose example, but we can just import these and it builds a spline in 3D or in 2D. We have this in both 2 and 3D, where you can just put a bunch of points down, connect them with a spline, call it good. A lot easier than creating the points and dimensions and trying to work it out with all of your equations. So if you need updates, use the Excel add-on. If you don't need updates, I think this CSV is a really handy tool.
So could you then create weldments using the Excel add-on in the same way you'd be doing spline? That is...
I mean, weldments is not out, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't have some Excel-driven weldments.
Soon.
Soon.
But Adam, can you pick up on the magic of this thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Imagine now that you use weldments to make a 3D printer frame, right? And then you tie that to Excel, and then you have 50 different 3D printers, and you change them by clicking on the drop-down menu.
CNC.
And CNC machines and entire machines, and this is amazing, isn't it, guys? This goes deep, doesn't it?
Yeah. That is going to be crazy. And the funny thing is, I'm nerding out over this, and I personally don't even see a use case for it for me personally. Like, I don't. It's one of those things where, like, this is freaking amazing. How are you going to use it? I don't know, but it's amazing.
I don't know. Who cares? It's amazing.
I've got a use case for it. If you want to design, like, for example, your own gears that are particularly difficult to manufacture, like a herringbone gear, you could you could pattern that out in Excel, so Excel drives it. And if you need a gear of a different diameter, a different tooth count, etc., you just punch in the details. You haven't got to go through the hassle and trying to remodel that over and over because you've got it as a Excel-driven.
The funny thing is, when you kind of look into some of the inner workings of a Libre, some of a Libre already kind of uses the Excel add-on, like for a lot of the threads and stuff. It's all spreadsheets, which is amazing. That's how powerful it is. And some of the built-in stuff to a Libre is already in spreadsheet files, which is a genius. And it's fantastic.
Look, the threads that are in an Excel file, in a spreadsheet file. What does that mean? That means that you go in with your spreadsheet editor, be that Excel or LibreOffice Calc, and you add threads. You add more threads to it.
Yeah.
Right? Toolbox parts. And we got that new toolbox now with V29, which is pretty complete and pretty awesome. And you add, let's say, rectangular tube sizes to it. Right? It's pretty cool. Because they are just there as Excel files and they're editable.
Absolutely. Well, maybe I should pull the veil off of what we're working with here. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and go through something new that we have. Here's my screen. So in the forum here, I made a little announcement, and then Claude said, with V29, can LibreOffice be used in place of Excel? Will be demonstrated if true. Who's this guy with the race car uniform? I don't know. But we come down here.
That guy, picture with a race car uniform. Yeah. Ah, man, such a show off.
We have our forum legend Harold. He says, someone should write an add-on for LibreOffice Calc for those who who do not use Excel as their spreadsheet program. And Miles said, Libre should support LibreOffice without users having to write add-ons. Look what's happening in Europe. Well, I don't know. If you go to this obscure channel that I have insider knowledge about, Joko Engineering, a lot of those thumbnails were originally generated in LibreOffice. So I at least know that guy agrees. And then obviously I have to give a shout out to Jim. Thanks to Mrs. Jim for sharing him with us. But so here we have a brand new LibreOffice document. I'm trying to be cool like Costas and, of course, make a flange, just like he did in that epic Excel video. Amazing. So I have this thing in my ribbon that says show a Libre parameters, right? I bring it up, and it grabs all of the parameters from our open document. And just like in that video, we were able to do a VLOOKUP here and then update our active document to work. Now, my favorite thing of this whole thing, I hate clicking through boxes, and this box, after we update and it tells us, it just dismisses by itself. It is heaven to my eyes that things get rid of themselves, but maybe that's a small point. So we are able to associate these things. Furthermore, we have the ability to switch the active configuration of our part from LibreOffice. And so here I have a fillet configuration. I can switch back, and the part auto updates pretty much instantly.
Man, that's so cool.
Isn't it great?
It is great. It's so cool.
I can open up another part here. Oh, weekday, weekend part. Shout out to Adam. But we'll pull up this wheel. This just takes a quick second to rebuild. Well, it does. I'm going to start a new spreadsheet here from LibreOffice. And we'll tile that over here. So when I go to show Libre parameters, I now have two files open. They both have named parameters. And so the question is, which one do we pull from? Once again, I'm having the same thing as Costas. It takes a little longer when you're live streaming. So thank you for bearing with me. This is usually a pretty quick update here. When I go to show Libre parameters, let's see what happens. Yes, it scans both of my open documents, and I can choose which one that I would like to show the parameters of. So even though this is rebuilding, we can still
I just saw that.
Import some of these parameters. So I can say maybe, add a configuration here, or a parameter here rather, and currently we have a count of 5, so I'll make a count of 6, and getting some new parameters going. Maybe we'll say width and make that 24, right? So when we want to associate that with a cell in this, we just say number to pattern. We want to make a cell reference there of, it looks like C11. And I can, well, it's still loading over here, so we're not going to see any fireworks, but it looks like we're almost done. So it's pretty simple, right? We can just type in the cell references that we want. We have the different configurations that we want, and it's all going to be there. So one parameter was added, and it's already updated in our wheel. Once again, I can adjust the width. Our cell for that, of course, is D11. Yes?
Can you nudge that parameter box over? It's sitting behind you right now.
I'm sure everybody would rather be looking at my pretty face, Steve, but if you insist.
Yeah.
So once again, we can just, and I did something. So with the wheel.
For our viewers at home, is this something that's available now or available soon?
Maybe the units, Joseph, they're in centimeters.
I think you're right. It does automatically do the units on the fly, but yes, that is a big question here. So when is this going to be available? I'm going to stick the URL to the forum in the chat. So you all should be seeing the forum URL real soon. And then I'll come down here and say, oh, post reply. So now you can go pick it up on the forum as of right now.
Oh, man. Okay, so this is super cool, right? This is super cool because Microsoft Office is a subscription. It's nowhere near as ridiculous as Fusion, but it is a subscription, right? Currently, for me, it's like 11 euros or something, but I do have a Microsoft Access as well and an enterprise account for Teams. So maybe that's why it's a bit more expensive. But yeah, it is a subscription, right? And this is just taking all of that horsepower that we just showed and bringing it to LibreOffice Calc, which is free. I mean, that's so
absolutely
cool. So cool, man.
That should be a pretty good overview as to what we're looking at. You cannot create configurations in this, but I think that's coming soon. This is a beta. It's not fully released yet. And so take that into account. We'd love to see how it works for all of you guys. But this should be a really cool and really fun thing to be able to work with. Yeah.
Basically, go and break it so that we can get it all worked out.
Exactly.
And of course,
let's do some beta testing on it. That's pretty cool.
So I've done this offline flawlessly. I'm running into something here, of course, because it's live and there's probably some screen recording thing throwing something off or something. But yep. So
as usual.
Speaking of being live, guys, we are approaching that point in the stream where we might have some technical difficulties. So if we do reach that point, don't worry, we will be back. Soon.
Can I also address a very important issue brought up by Bill Black, and it's not about a taco this time, but it is very important. So let me point this out. Current regulations say that for the lowest racing license that you can get, which is the amateur racing license, fire suits need to be at least 3 layers of Nomex. So they do keep you warm in winter. They definitely do, unless you get wet. That's bad. They do keep you warm in winter, which means in the summer they are ridiculous, completely and utterly ridiculous. And if you're in a race car that's like 52 degrees Celsius in the cabin, you don't want to be there, but you kind of do. So, yeah, that was a tangent.
Now, I did mention that I had one other announcement, and this is going to be pretty cool. Anybody hear of the name Scott Newman? Let us know in the chat if you've ever heard of this guy.
Everybody's frantically Googling his name.
Yeah.
So This is he is the vice chair on ASME Y14.5 and a bunch of other standards. He writes some of the standards, or sits on the committee that does, and really, really interesting guy who is probably one of the world's leading authorities on geometric dimensioning and tolerancing. I had the privilege of being in a GD&T class way back in 2020, and took home some cool geotol materials. He is the president of Geotol, interestingly enough. And we're going to have a dedicated live stream next week where he's going to actually teach us some GDT skills and have a Q&A. So we are going to see him next week, one of the world's leading people. We're so excited and hope that all of you will be able to join us. I see a new chat. Is that... Okay, it suggests about licensing. Okay, I'll get to that in a second, but hopefully,
I also saw that,
because this will be a big one.
Yeah, I think that needs to be. I think that needs to be a good media splash across all channels and spread the word, guys, in chat, because you don't get access to these types of personalities very frequently. So leverage it while we do.
Yeah, he's a real thought leader, and this will be fantastic.
And not just a thought leader. He's a very influential guy in industry in general. Guys, let me just point this out. Having worked in a machine shop, right? Again, I do not call myself a machinist. That's a title I haven't earned yet. But I have programmed and operated quite a few CNC machines. GD&T in a drawing is like it's like the be all end all of it, right? That's where the whole game is played, right? Because as one a more experienced machinist one told me, if you see on the paper, if you see a diameter of 20 millimeters, there is only one thing certain: you will never get that diameter to be 20 millimeters. Just can't. You can get close to it depending on what measuring instruments you have available. They might show like 20 millimeters, or they might show 20 millimeters and 0 hundredths. But then what about thousands? But then what about tens of thousands, right? So tolerancing is extremely important. And then you say like, okay, diameter of 20 millimeters plus or minus these many microns. What is that? What is that plus or minus? Is it a change in the diameter, but then it still needs to be very, very, very precisely cylindrical? Or can that entire tolerance be into an oval shape, right? And then you lose the cylindricity, but you're still inside the diameter tolerances. These things, guys, are all covered by GD&T, right? And it's super, super, super important to be able to communicate that in a drawing to somebody else. It's like fashion to say that 2D drawings are useless anymore. We only do 3D. They're not, guys. They're not. On the shop floor, the only way to convey the entire information is a 2D drawing, because tolerancing is what you need. I don't need you to tell me it's 20 millimeters. I need you to tell me how close I need to get to call the part done, right? Super important.
The poor guy is going to look at my drawings and be really upset.
I was just thinking through the permutations. I've never considered the tolerancing standards before, especially coming from my background as a hobbyist, and I'm thinking of all of the different parameters that or scenarios that you could have where that's that is a headache just thinking about that. So I'm guessing these standards pretty much simplify that to some extent and help convey a message, right?
Absolutely.
And just to iterate on what Steve just said, you also have tolerance stack analysis, right? Which is, you have your tolerances plus or minus this. If they all go into plus, what happens to your assembly? If they all go into minus, what happens to your assembly? What's the worst case scenario, right? And this is how you get a machine, a production line to produce machines that work every time, and produce machines that work half the time.
Yeah.
This is amazingly important. Tolerancing GD&T, I mean, for me, it's like 50% of the work, right? Because you designed it, it's all good, right? It looks awesome. But now, in order to get it to work, you need to get your GD&T correct.
Absolutely.
The difference between, when you buy build-it-yourself furniture from Walmart and you get almost all the way done, the last part won't fit. That's why.
Yes, that's exactly it. That is exactly it.
And that's why they sometimes make the bolt holes more of a slot instead. Because
which is a valid, again, it's a valid way to get around the problem that your tolerance stack analysis showed you, right?
Yeah. There was a question earlier that I wanted to get to, and that is, what is the best way to import an STL file as a step file in a Libre? And I saw in the comments there was a response, but I don't know if we've ever.
That was me.
Oh yeah, thank you for doing that.
I didn't have too much time to be very detailed about my response. I just mentioned Bolsover's add-in, which is currently the best way to do it. STL to step converter, the add-in, it works amazingly well.
Yep, and I don't know if we've ever showed it, but I can go ahead and switch to my screen here. Just loading up a part file. Obviously, things go way slow for some reason when we stream sometimes, but if I go to this one, and I can choose a step file.
Bogged down for some reason.
Yeah. I'm going to loosen up the tolerance here. Hopefully that'll increase processing. But when I click convert, right, we get options. I'll go ahead and make this heal and make tolerant my first pass. And then we'll see how long this takes, but looks like we're going pretty fast. Yep, so we get a nice imported file. It looks like it's a bit broken there, but if I tighten the parameters and change some of my import settings, then we can get more of a complete body. But that it does work amazingly well. I think we're live, and so it kind of is broken here.
Even though it's broken, I think this really demonstrates well that when you bring an STL file into any CAD program, it is it's a series of triangles, right? There's no flat surfaces. I wouldn't like to think what the vertice count is on that. That's
millions. It's in the millions. It can very easily get into the millions, right? Exactly. I had. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I can.
So a few years back, I had a client who we were designing something. I don't want to give out too much detail. And he said, well, I'll design that mount myself and I'll send it to you in an STL. Is that okay? And I'm like, well, I'd prefer if it was another format, and I kid you not, he designed it in Tinkercad. And he sent me an STL, and it came. yes, Adam, and it came out like a few million triangles and a few hundred millions of vertices, and it was like a mount that was 30 millimeters tall and like with a base of 15 by 15 or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's more what we're looking at here, right? So you can get something that you can measure off of or edit or something like that. So it's a wonderful program.
Yep, it's a great add-in, and just to remind everybody, we've mentioned this many times in these lives, but let's remind everybody that STL, you lose a lot of information, right? STLs cannot represent a circle. Right, they break it down in a series of straight lines because they need to reproduce it by triangles. So just bear in mind that if you're at an STL level, you've already lost a lot of information. And if you bring it into a step file, it will come into a Libre faceted, exactly like the STL file. So might be unusable.
On that, if you're someone that likes to do 3D printing, remember that Orca Slicer will allow you to import a step file. You can drag a step file directly into Orca Slicer and print it just like an STL. So if you're using CAD to make your 3D printing objects, just keep it as a step file.
Absolutely. This is interesting. Is there drivable surface element similar to a spline? Currently, I'm thinking no on that, and I think you mean spreadsheet drivable. But you could probably drive splines and create a surface.
I would argue that. So how do you create the surface in a Libre? Right, you create a solid, and then you delete the faces that you don't want, and you keep the face that you do want as a surface. And in that respect, you can definitely drive the original generation from a Libre. The feature tree is there, so when you update it and it goes all the way down and regenerates up to the deletion of the faces and you get the final surface, it will have changed according to what you want. Again, imagination is the real limit here, but you need to think ahead quite a bit if you're doing this amount of complexity and driving it from a Libre, right? However, it is doable, I would say, but in the sense that it is doable within the limitations of a Libre. So you create a solid, you delete the faces that you do not want, and you keep the face that you do want, the face or faces that you do want, as a surface element. And that can be driven by the Excel add-in, as we showed. But that's some complicated work there. But if I just proposed earlier that you can make dynamic text with Excel, that is a lot easier. Surface elements.
Yeah. And that was a great video.
It's one of my worst performing videos. I'm telling you, people just look at the first 3 or 4 minutes of it and say, I don't need this in my life. And they just move on.
I'll be honest, that was me. I'm like, I have no need for this. I'm sorry, Costas. I don't know where I would use this. It's cool, but...
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's not... I don't think you're alone in that, Adam. But it's a cool exercise, right? It's a cool exercise.
So yes, I see. I have a suggestion about licensing. For those with perpetual licenses, you should offer version upgrade pricing 20% of full price, for example, and this would save individuals some of the time if we don't need maintenance.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works. You pay about full percent of the original price, 20% of the original price, and you get 1 year of maintenance in which during which you can download the new version. It's not 20% for all 3 tiers, but it's there or thereabouts.
Yep.
Yeah, and keep in mind that Libre is like the only CAD software where you can skip 5 years and then pay your maintenance, and you don't have to pay the missed years in between.
Exactly. It's the only CAD software that is remotely logical in that respect.
You don't pay the missed years.
I mean, that's... When they make you pay the years you missed, you never really owned it, right? You never really owned it. You were just skipping on rent, right? It's still a rented software. That's a very bad business practice. Libre doesn't do it anyway.
I'm going to say to this most recent one, can you drive assemblies with self adding, subtracting parts or quantities for arrays, etc.? I would say probably.
You could do it because you can drive configurations, right? Of course, you just saw me in this example drive the quantity of a pattern. So yeah, definitely. What you cannot do with the Excel add-in is suppress features or parts. Okay. Now, for feature suppression through the Excel add-in, I do have workarounds, which I'm already using, because maybe I could say that I am in the middle of, in the finishing stages of a very, very large project that I will make available to the general public for a very, 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 very low and modest fee. And it's all driven through the Excel add-in, right? And in that, I have a methodology developed where I actually suppress features based on parameters in the Excel add-in. But it doesn't do it directly. You cannot like switch a value to suppressed, for example.
That's a great question because, all those things. You think if you can drive it in a Libre with a variable from the equation editor, then you can use the Excel add-in for that. Probably a pretty straightforward way of thinking about it. So all those.
That's a great way to think about it. That's a very good way to think about it. It's like, that Joseph just hit the nail on the head. Think that with the Excel add-in, you're driving the equation editor. Is what you're doing. Yep. If you think about it like that, and that you have configuration capabilities. But if you think that you're driving the equation editor, that's a great way to think about it. And of course, in global parameters, you just drive the parameters directly.
Fair enough.
Any other questions?
Wait, sorry, go ahead.
I also forgot to mention that when Scott Newman comes on, he's going to be giving away some seats to his GD&T classes. So some lucky winner from our raffle, there's going to be three seats up for grabs.
Is that in person or is that online as
well? I think it's an online class, the GDT fundamentals class.
So. I'll be throwing my hat in that
competition. Yeah, I was just say that's something that.
Oh, come on! Of course I will.
No, I'm saying the same
I don't
thing.
mean this hat
in that ring too.
I don't mean this hat. By the way, this hat might actually. This is an inside joke, but this hat might actually be glued to my head now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be Geotal's Core Concepts course, and I've taken these classes. They are some of the best class I could have ever conceived of. So it's going to be really cool. Be sure to join the live stream, and you'll be able to take home some seats, hopefully.
Nice.
Really cool.
Well, we're waiting
any questions
for any
that we
questions. I will say there is a new workshop part on Weekday Weekend Workshop. Just dropped during the stream. So if you've been caught up on Weekday Weekend Workshop, there is a new part available for you.
Yep. And can I just say, if you're new to a Libre, or indeed if you're new to parametric mechanical design CAD systems, Adam's website is an amazing resource, to get some exercise done and build some parts and see how things work. And the fact that you have a timer going,
muscle memory,
actually lets you self assess, right, the efficiency with which you're working and so on. So yeah, all of these files have 2D drawings that you can then convert into a 3D model. Pretty cool.
We're up to 58 now. So, and there will be more for sure. And some of these are just kind of whatever, kind of weird things, but some of them are practical. This drawer bracket is actually a real part that I just happened to design a remake for because my brother's broke. So it's a real thing. Some of these are actual
so cool,
real things. Obviously, some of them are just kind of, the flagpole cap, actually a flagpole cap that broke that I designed. Some of this is real stuff, and some of it just kind of made it up on the fly. But the plant pot, you could probably actually 3D print and use it as a plant pot. So,
can I just highlight a comment here? And Bill Black is, of course, very correct to ask how to get the Excel add-in in. I do have a couple of, so I have two videos on the Excel add-in. I have two videos where I use the Excel add-in, and in both of them, I show how to install it. It's not like you don't double click on an installer and that's it, because the Excel add-in clashes with a couple more Excel add-ins from Microsoft. So you need to have those add-ins turned off for the Excel add-in to work. And it also, for the Excel add-in to work, the sheet name in your spreadsheet needs to have no spaces, right? So I cover that in a lot of detail in my first Excel add-in video, how to install it and all that, right? And actually, I don't show how to install it. What I say is go to the help file and read how to install it. Because, yeah, I mean, I know, funny, right? But it's so well written in the help file how to do it. The only thing that is not written precisely, and you know, where you might stumble, is that you need to turn those other Excel add-ins off, which is the one is the solver, the genetic algorithm solver, I think. And of course, you can turn the Alibre add-in off when you need to use the solver, and then you turn the solver off. It's pretty easy to do. And I showed this all in my video, but it's not like a 2-minute process. It's more like a 15-minute process. So yeah.
But once it's done, you've got it set up.
Yeah, you do it once. You do it once. If anybody, has any issue with it, I have contact details on my YouTube channel. Alibre does do forum support. Anybody can help you get that done. It's not that difficult. It just needs, like 5 or 6 very specific steps. You need to do those. Yeah.
Wow.
On purple blue piece. Yeah. Don't know what that is.
So like Kostas was saying, it's complicated, but if you go to your program files, you can see all your different Libre installations, and then click on Excel, whatever bit you're running, and then you can set up from there. But there's other things, so watch Kostas's video to get it running.
Yeah, and you just click on that setup, setup.exe. But you need to do it right so that it works first time out.
Definitely. I thought I saw another one that I didn't get a chance to answer here. Oh, can you do more than one bill of material in a drawing file? And unfortunately, I haven't figured out a way to do that. But I've seen that request before. So log your request. Go ahead.
Wait. Question.
Yeah.
Can you not do? I think you can, because in a drawing file, can you not do views from more than one files? I think you can. Can't you?
Give it a try in the background and let us know. But I haven't been able to get it, and I've seen this requested. So I'd love to see a way to do it if you could.
Yep. In the meantime, Bill Black says, I won't miss the genetic algorithm solver. Yeah, it's actually a good one. I did a term paper in genetic algorithms in my master's degree, and I did it in MATLAB. And Excel is not that far back.
Views from multiple parts.
Yeah, you can. You just click standard again, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. But for some reason, the streaming software hits my CPU at 100%. So everything's really slow now.
Yeah, you can add multiple parts to a drawing. If you go to Sheets and Views and click Standard, you can then...
Just click Standard, and then you, in the drop-down, you change to a different part.
Yeah, I had to click the Browse folder button, but yeah.
Yeah. If it's not already open, you click the Browse and you select it. But if it's already open, it'll be on the drop-down. So then I think you could... That's a great question for a video. Um, my laptop is getting hit really hard from this wave thing now. From this streaming, yeah, it's like at 93% CPU usage just to stream for some reason.
Wow. Now I want to check mine. 81%.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's why my stuff is so slow. And number one user is my web browser. So.
Yep,
17,
exactly.
13. You guys, your CPUs are not liking this, huh? I'm on 20%, 15.
I'm going to say I'm hosting it, so that's my excuse.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, Adam, you bought a new PC. We know that.
That is true, actually.
And the last stream, we're talking about get a good gaming PC. You took that advice, so.
Yeah. Which is
I got that advice before the price of RAM skyrocketed. So.
Yeah. Right now, my 8-core 16 logical processor Ryzen 5800H is working at 100% just to stream for some reason.
That's a good question, and I don't know. As much as I do drawings,
and my graphics card are not. They're not working at all. So maybe that's
the last time you rebooted.
Yeah.
I like this one. As much as I do drawings, I'm still kind of inexperienced. Is there a quick automatic way to align detail views on a drawing sheet?
Not that I think of, but
once you're when you get a drawing going and it asks you which views to bring in, right? First of all, there are two ways to project the views: first angle projection and third angle projection. I'm not going to cover what that is now because that's a pretty huge discussion. But it's like whether you're kidding. So one of my professors said the difference is, did you sweep it in the legs or did you punch it in the face? And depending on how it falls, that's first angle or third angle. But you click on the views that you want to bring in, and they come in aligned automatically, right?
I think he's talking about detail views.
So he's talking about detail views. Detail views. I think there is an align command in the right-click context menu. Joseph, isn't there? I don't remember that off the top of my head.
Yeah, this is a really good question, and it's. I think one of the difficult parts of this is align it by the center line of the view itself, or
can I just also say that based on the at least ISO drawing standard, which I'm more familiar with, it is not a requirement for these detail views to be aligned, right?
Right. Yeah. So on this one,
let's just say that you want them to be, right?
Yeah, our line is grayed out, and I think it's probably because it's going to be these are views that get scaled and all sorts of things, and so it's hard to be able to take just a part of a thing and align it in a very intended way. Obviously, the question was, is there an automatic way to do it? But you can always sketch on the sheet and use little line helpers to line things up. But I think that's not something for now, at least.
Make a future request.
And also,
that
big, But then again, with what are you aligning? Because the detail is like in that flange that you have there, Joseph. The center axis of that flange is not even in the detail view, right? It's outside the detail view, so it's really, it's a bit tricky. Mr. Board Boy says, I usually draw grid lines on sheet and drag and drop. Grid lines on the sheet is actually in the ISO standard. And there need to be, very small gray dotted lines that divide the sheet up in sections with letters and numbers for the two different directions. Yeah, sure.
Sounds like you need some rulers or guides that you can drag into the drawing and snap to or something like that.
Oh, it helps a lot. And especially in a very large drawing of an assembly. Let's say that you've got an A1 piece of paper with an assembly and all that, and you're discussing with a client over the phone, right? You can tell it, look at the drawing at section, like, let's say F8, and he knows where to look on that piece of paper, which is not trivial when that piece of paper is really huge, right?
0.
Yeah, this is a good update here. Align with center of detail, circle, or other shape. So it would be kind of the bounding box of the view.
Yeah, so definitely,
nice.
that's a great feature. That's a great feature request, and make sure to also mention that you want to align it by the bounding box of the detail view as it is created.
That's kind of just a good practice when doing any kind of feature request. By the way, is mention why you want that feature and what you're looking to do with it. That really helps the dev team when they're considering which features to add.
Yeah, and this is a great question here. In the 2D drawings, is there a layer system allowing you to draw construction lines and simply turn off the layer to hide them? And yes, that it is so important, because when you do want to have those invisible aligning things with sketch elements, or add your own sketch elements. Exactly. So here I've made a circle, and I have layers right here up top. And I can, with the circle highlighted, maybe create a new layer. And so I can add a layer, and I can say whatever, maybe invisible. I love having an invisible layer.
Drag your window to the center of the screen.
Of course, I totally abuse the right side of my screen. So you can click on Add. Thank you, Adam, and add a new layer. I've created this layer called Invisible, and apply that. And so when I say Set Layer, we choose Invisible over here, right there. And then when I go to my layers, I can say, I can just turn the visibility off, and that is gone. I can turn this visibility back on, and it's there. And if I want it to have a certain dot style, right, we have ISO and all these different dot styles, and make it dotted if we want. So a lot of cool things that you can do with layers and colors and stuff. And it looks like we've got a response. Excellent. Thank you, sir. Excellent question yourself. So,
yep.
Billing's head in my head when I see that.
When I first started using Libre, seriously for jobs and stuff, I was amazed at the depth, especially of the drawing environment. And then you kind of have to remind yourself that, guys, this is one of the oldest CAD systems out there. So yeah, it's a CAD system that's been in the industry for a while, and it has all those features. So
yeah, and
it's not the new kid. It's not the new kid on the block. It's one of the oldest kids in the block, right?
Yeah, the first ever cloud-based CAD, believe it or not.
Exactly.
And then when everybody else was running towards cloud computing, Libre is like, you know what? Maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're the own your software kind of platform. So
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Which is, funnily enough, it is the innovative thing to do. Which is weird if you think about it, right?
It's the whole reason most of us bought it.
Yep. Oh, yes.
Well, I should say the first reason we all look at it, and then we go, wow, this is a fantastic CAD platform. I'm glad I did this.
Yep. Actually, I've said this story many times, but Joseph did, not Joseph, Joko did a video promoting a Libre, and I thought, well, this looks cool, and I got a trial. And it was a 30-day trial, and it was like in day 20 or 25 or something. And I hadn't even fired the Libre up, right? And I was working on this really important, huge project for me with a very large multinational company. And I was using Fusion. And Fusion was getting stuck doing the webbing in an injection molded part. And I mean stuck. It didn't like it one little bit. It was driving me up the wall. And I fired up a Libre. and I do straight lines for the webbing, thin extrude, up to next, and it did it in like seconds. And I'm like, okay, maybe maybe I should be using this. and I went ahead and bought it shortly thereafter.
Honestly, like, obviously everyone has the reason that they find a Libre, and again, for a lot of us it was the perpetual license, but it is worth, like we're saying, that is not its only claim to fame. A Libre is genuinely fantastic CAD software. Like Costas was saying, there's things that Libre does not struggle with that everyone else does struggle with.
Yeah,
and it really is.
I got a perpetual license for a stinky sock, right? But it doesn't mean to say I'm going to wear it. The fact that the fact that this tool is so useful is the value add.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was discussing this with a colleague that I am collaborating on a few machine designs these days, and he also got a Libre design expert. And as we were discussing it, my argument, if you will, was that okay, it's got one or two fewer tools, but you know what? The tools it has, they all work.
Yeah.
And guys, this is not a given in the CAD industry, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I still haven't seen a Libre's equivalent to the black panel of death that you see in Fusion when it starts calculating. I will not crash.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I've had maybe one crash, and even then it recovered just fine. I've just reopened the file and it's all good.
And you open up the recovery file. Yeah, I've had it, a handful of times, maybe like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, and then the recovery file works, and I've lost like a minute and a half of my life. But let me tell you. Do you want me to tell you how many times it's happened? I've had that happen in SolidWorks. You don't.
I mean, I used to use Vegas Pro as my video editor, so I know about crashes. you want to see a software that crashes, just sit in Vegas Pro, just idle for like 5 minutes. It'll crash. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So,
and just to mention this and balance things out a little bit. People have worked hard to make some of these software, and we're not dissing on the developers, but we are professionals, right? And our livelihood is dependent on these software. And I am not going to use something that jeopardizes or slightly risks my livelihood, and that's about it.
Yeah. My story with finding Libre is very similar to Costas. I was using Onshape, and I was like, man, I would love to, like, I'm not making money with this now, but I would love to at some point. And then I saw some videos on Onshape canceling some accounts because YouTube videos were being made. Like, man, I don't want this to happen to me. So I literally Googled offline CAD software, one-time payment, something like that, perpetual license. Found a Libre, got the trial, started using it, and a couple days in, got a phone call. Literally just, and obviously I didn't answer because I never answer my phone. I'll reply, I'll call you back if you leave a voicemail. And it was just, hey, this is a Libre, just making sure everything's going all right. If you have any questions, let us know. If there's anything we can help you with. And just an honest call. And I feel bad because I actually didn't even call him back. I'm like, yep, okay, I'm sold.
Yep.
Add to cart.
That's it. Yeah. Yep. And again, I found a Libre through Joko. Who is that guy? Joko. It's like
awfully good-looking guy.
Who's awfully good-looking, and what is his secret identity? But anyway, yeah. Oh, there you go, Clark Kent.
Oddly enough, I think I looked up a Libre on YouTube, wondering, taking a look at it. I think I found you, Costas, actually.
Yep.
Oh, seriously?
I'm pretty sure I found you and said, okay, yep, there's YouTube content, so I can learn how to use this software. I'll be all right.
I found the website.
That is a great compliment, I have to tell you, Adam, because you're pretty good at it. So
thank you.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And
I,
also
I
let's have this showing, because that's a great comment statement of our conversation.
You're telling
Oh man,
me
yeah,
that the software that's famous for trying to be a free parametric CAD software but isn't actually truly parametric was hard to use? Sorry, that was really mean. I'm sorry. It is free. I love FreeCAD, but
it is
I could
free.
never
Yeah,
get it to work
yeah,
either.
it is. One of these days, I am going to make that video, which I'm going to get so much hate commenting on. That is the main reason it's putting me off. But
It'll get
I'm
views.
thinking about making a video of, is FreeCAD really free if you're a professional? Because it is costing you money. It's definitely costing you money,
In time,
right? If you want to
time is money.
yeah. 1.1 has come a long way. If you're designing a single part, it's maybe okay. I still don't like it, but it's like multiple times better than what it used to be. But we were discussing about tolerance stack analysis earlier and making drawings, and we're showing true spreadsheet integration where you can have VLOOKUPs and logic functions. And guys, this is what we need to perform in a professional environment. This is what the work is these days, right? FreeCAD is great if you're modeling as a hobby, because when you're, the purpose of a hobby is to burn some time, right? Kill some time, and FreeCAD definitely does that. So yeah, sorry for that.
Yeah, well, FreeCAD has
regular
the
FreeCAD hating,
interoperability
man.
too. Yeah,
well, that's Joseph has been working on something amazing. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, what I appreciate about FreeCAD is you have a bunch of people who have put time and effort into a platform and give it to the world with freedom in mind, right? It's free as in freedom, free as in not beer, but it is no cost, and so it does. There are some things that cost you some time, and some things that it does really, really well, but I do hesitate to say, oh, this thing that someone gave away to the world for free is just terrible, right? But
and that's not what's being, it's obviously it's fantastic that something like that exists for free at all. And I'll be the first to tell you that competition drives the market.
Mm-hmm.
If FreeCAD can do something flawlessly, then everyone else has to catch up. And there are things that FreeCAD does amazingly. And I'll recommend FreeCAD if all you're doing is really simple stuff, and you're doing really simple parts, and you're not a professional, you're just occasional CAD user, then by all means grab FreeCAD and away you go.
Yeah.
But, I'll just say this, and I have said it before. I do use FreeCAD a lot, actually, right? Just not for CAD. If it was called free engineering, I'd be all for it, and I would just have a footnote. Well, the CAD's not that good, right? Because the finite element analysis workbench is great. The COM workbench is probably the best workbench in FreeCAD. It's so deep. It's very good, right? We had EasyCam, here for a couple of lives. It's not that deep. It's not that capable as EasyCam, right? But I mean, it's pretty capable and it's free. Finite element analysis, said it again, awesome. CFD, awesome, right? File conversion, it can open anything, right? Even Inventor native files through a workbench that it has. But it's not good in CAD. So it's an excellent support tool for a Libre, right? If you have a Libre, download FreeCAD. It's an excellent support tool. But even if you are a professional, it's just not that good in CAD. And you want to hear the funny thing? Its BIM workbench is awesome. So it's better at designing buildings than designing mechanical parts.
Yeah, this comment is interesting because FreeCAD really does do it all, and it's got such a big scope that it could be a big problem. And part of that is you get people who are really good at CNC that add their CNC stuff, and then you get other people that are architects and add that stuff. And being community driven, I think it reflects a community that does a little bit of it all, and so it gets a very wide scope. And
it's not even. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Joseph. It's not that, right? It's that the FreeCAD community is all about building your little, the sand castle in the beach and defending it to death, right? No. This is the macro I built. This is the workbench I built. I built it, and you are not going to tell me how it's supposed to work, right? And that has plagued FreeCAD since its inception. Last few years, after Real Thunder's fork, which everybody stopped using, official FreeCAD and went into Real Thunder's version, which I did as well, right? After that, they started getting their act together a little bit and realizing that we need to be listening to the users. Git good is not an answer to everything, right? But there's still a lot of that mentality, and if they're not prepared to tell their contributors that this is a perfect piece of code, but it's not user friendly, so we're not going to use it. If they're not prepared to do that, they're not going anywhere, sadly. And I don't see that direction from them.
And one of the beauties is, since it is free, you can fork it and fix all the problems yourself if you really wanted to.
That is true.
And Real Thunder did that. Thunder did that. And for a little while, on my transition, I needed to design a part, and I had already started my subscription for Fusion. It was a pretty simple part, single part as well. And I did that in FreeCAD, in Real Thunder's version, and it worked. And yeah.
And it was nice to see those fixes that were looped back into the main release of FreeCAD too.
Exactly.
I think
that's
when
FreeCAD started picking up momentum. But
I think this might actually sum it up. If you go to the stats for nerds page on weekday weekend, the most used CAD software by far is FreeCAD with 211 entries. However, it does not place at all on CAD software with fastest times. However, it's also not the CAD software with slowest times. So it is definitely capable. And 211 entries.
Slowest times is it Siemens for the slowest times?
It is Fusion 360 right now.
Fusion 360.
Siemens NX is actually number 2 with the fastest times.
But what about Solid Edge? NX is pretty up there. By the way, NX is hugely expensive, right? I mean, do not consider NX if you're not like 100 employee company, $1 million yearly cycle or whatnot. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'd love to know what this other is, because number 3 is just listed as other, so I'm not quite sure what.
OpenSCAD.
Yeah, OpenS.
I thought for sure I have OpenSCAD listed as an option, though. Huh.
Yeah. Well, forks of OpenSCAD. Shaper 3D.
Okay.
I got a call the other day from a reseller trying to sell me Shaper 3D. So funny that I actually asked a couple of questions, and we ended the call by, I'll get back to you. Anyway.
Yeah, I have OpenSCAD is on here. Creo's on here. Huh, very interesting. I'd love to know what that other is, because I have 20.
Oh, man.
Yeah, check this out. My wife just brought me a hot dog from Costco.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good.
This is an interesting one.
It is currently 9:54 p.m. over here. So what you're doing, Joseph, is... Oh, man.
I'm making you hungry.
What Joseph is doing is committing taco sacrilege.
Yeah, we're gonna have a new add-on called the hot dog add-on now.
Yep. The arch enemy of the taco, the hot dog.
When you go to the big restaurant in the sky, you're going to be going to taco hell for that.
The big restaurant in the sky. Do you have that trademarked?
Oh,
I'll open source it. I'll open source it.
I love it.
I love that. I love that.
I like this comment here.
It's a kind of heaven, isn't it? It's a kind of heaven.
It sure is.
Yep.
But I find fillets are the most finicky bit of a Libre and often take more than creating the part itself for me when I'm getting overcomplicated. So this is a great comment, because when you think about what CAD is doing under the surface, fillets are so simple to our eyes, to human eyes. Take a rough thing, smooth it out with a constant radius, done. But when you think about what's happening in the background, you have topology naming, you have dependency graphs, you have sketch solving and constraints, you have external references, you have structures and trees of dependencies. And fillets stress every single one of those things simultaneously, all at the same time. And it's going to run all the fallback logic of a kernel, more or less, because they are so encompassing as to everything that is getting solved. And it's going to be like that for every platform as well.
I'm going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons by this next question then.
Yeah.
Do you fillet the 3D object, or do you fillet in your drawing?
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
I always use fillet as a feature. I very rarely use sketch fillets.
I would always fillet the object because of like center of gravity and mass and all that stuff. But
yeah, center of gravity is a great reason to do the fillet in the 3D model. I always use, so the way I design, which maybe wasn't the best for speed modeling in Toby's competitions. Maybe I could have gone a bit further if I designed a little differently. But the way I design is always as many features as possible. Why? Because every single one of these features is going to be dead simple, right? And then my part is going to be very robust. So in that sense, I do a fillet in the 3D model. I'll tell you, but you mentioned something that clicked in my head a bit weird. When you're doing a shaft and you've got different diameters, right? Shafts are mostly turned, okay? And turning inserts in the lathe have different corner radii, right? For example, roughing inserts have very, very small corner radii, and some of them as listed as sharp, which just means less than 5 microns of radius. So sometimes what I do in my drawings in GD&T that we were discussing earlier is I put a very small fillet in my 3D object, tiny one, and in the drawing, I override the dimension and I give it a value of 0 plus 0.8, which is if I don't care what corner radii insert is going to use, the machinist. 0.8 millimeters is the largest one, minus 0. So I tolerance it in the drawing, right? Even though you can't see it actually. Which is, I find good practice, in turned parts, to always make sure that you take into account, you guide the machinist what sort of insert you need him to be using. That slight tangent there.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we've got some people left with us on the stream who stuck with us for the duration. Maybe we ought to do a surprise giveaway. What do you guys think? Let us know in the chat.
Sure.
Let's go.
There's a little delay, so
why not?
Wait for the comments to come in. Yeah, let me get my text block set up.
You know what? If you notice, we didn't crash today, right? But our streaming software is hitting our CPUs like you wouldn't believe. So maybe that was the trade-off.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see, chat come in here.
Bill Black in the comments says, my personal nemesis is analyze. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
see.
Yeah, but you know what, Bill? Let me just that goes back to what I said earlier. As many features as possible. If your sketch is like a few simple objects or a few simple shapes, then it's easier to go on that scavenger hunt. So yeah,
All right, guys.
balance.
Give us a comment. How about a Libre now? Hashtag a Libre now, just as you see it in the corner there. And
I
we'll
thought it
do.
was going to be hot dogs.
Hot
Yeah.
dogs v taco. Let the
No.
games begin. Fight.
No, I'm getting a little buggy here, so I'm going to go out and come back in. See you in a sec.
You know,
It brings a whole new dimension to finish it.
Right.
that's a nice one. But you know what? You know these. I'm sure you know this channel, Epic Rap Battles of History, right?
Yep.
It's such a rabbit hole. You start with one and you end up, like listening to like 40 of them. But and they make one every 2 years these days. But Epic Rap Battles of History, hot dogs v tacos. That I'd watch that.
Perfect.
Brian Hunter, make sure you don't add the space, and you probably want the exclamation mark at the end as well. Yeah,
Yep,
no
and
space
case
and do an exclamation mark. I don't know if it's case sensitive. I don't know if we've ever confirmed that. Just in case, try to get it exactly like the bottom corner. Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, it's
I
your
don't
55th
want to ruin
anniversary.
anybody's.
Yeah. Guys, do you like Weird Al Yankovic?
Oh, I've heard
I
it.
love the guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Eat it.
yeah, but you should eat it. Exactly, eat it. That's such a good song, man. Such a good song.
Miss the parody. Love it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't take himself seriously, and he's done the absolute best summary of Star Wars Episode 1 that one could do. I mean, there's not much to summarize there. It's mostly visual effects of that movie, but you should listen to that song. He's taking American Pie and he's making the lyrics about Star Wars, and it's cool. You listen to that song and you don't need to watch the film.
I mean, better yet, just don't watch just the film at all.
All right, we ready to start this raffle?
Let's
do it. Jason Reen, congratulations!
Hey, congrats!
Free upgrade, or if you're already an expert, we'll give you a year of maintenance. Send an email to joseph@alibre.com and we'll get that rolling for you. Let's see if I can just put it in text.
Word crime. Yeah. By the way, I opened a can of worms, didn't I? I love word crimes. I love Amish Paradise. He actually got in a fight with Coolio over that one, right? There's a bit of lore there, but it's it's a nice one.
Gotcha. Yeah, send joseph@alibre.com. We'd love to get it. Congratulations, Jason Reen. There we got a.
But Joseph, where can we get
there you go.
such amazing hats and T-shirts as we've got in this stream?
I have a feeling there might be a link in the private chat for me.
It's actually at the very top. But yeah,
the first ever one. Yeah.
There we go.
Guys, I'm telling you, I love this hat so much that I'm not going to take it off tonight.
Yeah, it's probably glued to his head.
It's gonna be glued on your head.
You could say that figuratively.
Yeah. You might need a shower in acetone.
Yes, feel free to post our beautiful products over here. I think I have to share my screen again.
They're great. By the way, they've got some really cool polo shirts and some really good actual shirts. Pretty cool. Check it out. The mug and the polo shirt, I'd buy in a heartbeat. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my mug up right there in the background.
And I also have the
Use
mouse
it.
pad, which is awesome. Guys, get the mouse pad as well. Yeah.
I don't even know if we make money on this,
Oh.
but
Joseph,
Yeah.
I just had an idea. I've just had a very good idea, if I do say so myself.
There you go.
I've got quite a large mouse pad. It was Costas's comment here. I've got a wide format mouse pad that covers underneath my desk for the whole thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
What if you had one of those done with a Libre shortcuts?
I like that idea
Good idea.
a lot.
That's cool. Yeah.
We might have to personalize it because we have so many custom shortcuts, but
Yeah.
A Libre shortcuts or a table of some standard engineering dimensions like keyways, bedding seats, something like that.
You could do it. You could do a series of them, right?
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's cool actually.
I'm liking this. As soon as we get a Linux version, I'll go on a spree in the merch store. That sounds...
There you go. We will hold you to that, Matt. Just
Yeah, I'd love to see a Libre with Tux together or something. You could do a lot with Tux, I think.
a tuxedo with an Libre logo.
I think we should also get an Libre taco shirt.
So classy,
as well.
right? A tuxedo with a logo.
Love it.
I've always thought it'd be cool to have, if I ever do merch for Weekday Weekend, and I don't know if I'm at that point yet, but I always thought it'd be cool to do all of the workshop parts on like a button-down Hawaiian shirt.
That's cool. Yeah.
Kind of cool because I've purposely made them all colorful, just to attract the eye.
What is a montage? Do you mean?
Yeah, just
No.
all over. All over the
That'd
shirt.
be cool as well.
You know what's
Like
interesting?
like a CAD Hawaiian shirt. Is that what we're saying?
Yes. Yes.
You know how In-N-Out has the hidden menu? Let's look at your hat real quick, Adam, because I think I did this with your hat. I love that it's a trucker hat, right? You got the netting or the mesh behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I look at
We're getting the.
I need to make a tube that's approximately between 16 and 20 inches in diameter. Haven't decided on the full.
Could you bend around the form?
I don't know.
Well, this is good. We should bring this to the people who are still watching here, because this is a good question, Steve.
Yeah, so, looks like we're about to come back. There we are. Looks like we might.
The question is I've got a project idea. I'm not going to say too much about what it is, but the requirement is I need to bend effectively a pipe that's about between 300 and 400 millimeters in length, made out of 3 millimeter mild steel. It's going to be laser cut out of flat material. And then I need to roll it into a tube form for welding and other bits and pieces. But I don't possess a slip roller.
Could you do incremental bending with a press brake?
I don't have a press brake either.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from a by hand, or what are my options?
You could heat it and form it if you have a torch, but
could you rent the tools you need from somewhere?
I mean, I'm possibly. This whether or not.
It's funny that you're asking that, Steve, because the machine that you need is called an English wheel. You are aware of that, right?
I'm not English.
Yeah, you're a Welsh guy.
No. Well, it's going to be a tube this long, but an English wheel for like fenders and things like that, right? You can't. Can you do a 500 millimeter length of pipe?
Yeah.
Out of flat with an English wheel? That would be a job and a half, right?
I mean, take it in the chat, guys. Is OmniCube still here? Because this sounds like something OmniCube might do.
No, he unfortunately had to take off a while back.
So it's a 3 millimeter thick wall. It's going to have a final diameter of approximately 16 to 20 inches.
So you're making a pipe, a 3 millimeter thick. Okay.
So I'm going to get a piece of flat stock. I'm going to be putting that inside a laser cutter, and that's going to be cut out a template. It's going to cut out some slots, some holes for attachments and stuff. And then I'm going to take that flat material, which is going to be, let's say it's 400 millimeters tall, and I'm going to need to roll it into a cylinder of approximately 400 millimeters in diameter.
Right.
You can get a pipe in a chain and use something hydraulic.
Yeah, basically bending it around the form is the easiest way to. But then you need to get something that's 400 millimeters in diameter, which is not that easy.
Bill Black saying you need a roller. Yeah, I know this. It's a slip roller that is the right tool for the job. I think because it's a 3 millimeter wall thickness, I need a hydraulic slip roller. So that's beyond my capabilities in the shop that I've got here, and not only that, I don't have the space to keep that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to figure out an alternate solution other than going to a local manufacturing company and saying, here, can you roll this for me?
What do they have in the UK, like Halfords or something, right? You can get like a pipe from Halfords, roll around it, and then take the pipe back and say, oh, I don't need it after all.
I don't need it anymore. Let me return this.
I just needed the shape.
I didn't put any water or any liquid in it, so it's brand new.
Ignore the scrapes on the outside.
Yeah. Ignore the scrape. It came like that.
That's why he's returning it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's all banged up and scraped up.
On second thought, maybe I shouldn't have suggested that.
Yeah, I mean, So it's funny. I've got access to an industrial laser cutter that can cut up to 18 millimeter thick mild steel, but I can't get hold of a slip roller. It's like,
Yep. That is a very particular situation, I have to say. Yep.
The laser I've got access to is a bit of a beast. You could probably park a car inside the volume of this laser.
I'm just thinking. Well, I mean, you could. Do you have access to a large lathe that can do 400 millimeters, for example? No.
Might just take it to, like Bill Black is saying, you might just have to take it to somebody. Even if you just walk up to a shop and be like, hey, can you guys roll this for me right quick?
Oh, hey.
If it's just that, it's not going to take too much time. Yeah, go ahead, Joseph.
Oh, can I change the subject? Have we solved your problem,
sure.
Steve?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I just got an email
By the way,
inside that's the list of the upcoming service pack release. If you want to hear what's in it.
Interesting. Are you allowed to share this, Joseph?
By the way,
I'm going to share
can
it.
I just say something here,
Okay,
guys?
Cool.
Can I just say something here? My CPU's usage dropped to 30%, and it's actually using my GPU now to stream. So,
Wow.
Interesting.
Is that since the crash?
Yep, since the crash.
So what? Your machine was the bottleneck? Is that what we're saying?
You were the
Didn't do it the
bottleneck,
other
Costas.
days. I was the bottleneck. Yes.
I said Costas' machine. Costas couldn't be the bottleneck. God damn it.
Sorry. Anyway, service.
I
pack.
just wanted to get all personal there. Yeah, service pack. I think Adam's really eager here. So am I. So I haven't read this, but looks like in the service pack, unable to use certain custom templates to create new 2D drawings is addressed. Icons for isometric and other views. Sorting by file name, followed by renaming a file and save as. Results in
Renaming
duplicate
a file.
names.
Okay.
Okay, so these are issues here. Text inside bill of materials table within drawing sometimes becomes unreadable after editing the bill of materials when the dark theme is set, so that's fixed. Unable to hide multiple rows when editing a bill of material workspace. Copy paste tool is missing in context menu displayed when right click in row in the bill of material editor. Hole tool gets terminated unexpectedly when secondary tools like measurement tool, dimension tool are activated. Wrong font name is displayed sometimes when editing cell text in a drawing table. It is difficult to introduce a line break in the middle of a text note in the drawing. Closed sketches containing certain splines get reported as open when showing the degrees of freedom tool. User is not prompted to select a sketch plane when project sketch tool is invoked from outside sketch mode. Older version of equation editor.
I do that all the time, by the way.
Oh yeah. Older version of equation editor gets invoked from assembly constraints dialog. Unexpected behavior seen when trying to clear selected items in an assembly constraints dialog. Unable to replicate metadata changes in constituents when saving an assembly to M files. Added API to export drawing to specific versions of DXF DWG. That's pretty cool. That's a cool one. Y orientation label is incorrectly spelt in dialog for creating label text. So big thanks to QA, dev, and support for diligent and dedicated efforts in getting these things quite rapidly fixed.
I'm sorry, but is there a fix on the bug on the constraint editor in the assembly, where if you remove one of the two constraining entities, an edge or a surface, you do remove selected and both of them go away, when in fact it still has the other one in memory. Both of them go away. It's the third point in my latest video.
Oh yeah,
that's one that should get fixed.
I better bring that up, but we'll take a closer look at that one.
And it's a shame because it works as intended. It's just an issue with the display in the menu.
Oh yeah.
In the background, it works correctly.
just a point here. How many fixes are in this right now?
Let me count here.
A bunch.
16 at least.
A little bunch.
And, well, V29 hasn't been out a huge amount of time. And to turn those fixes around so quickly,
There you go.
in the volume that they've done, it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
I do that too, Steve, but
It's glued on.
We're gonna get a text
No.
message from Costas like 20 minutes after the stream. Angie's gonna be like, "Guys, I was joking, but it actually glued on. I was joking on the stream, but I actually can't take it off."
No, that's
Please send help.
kudos to the dev and QA teams, right? And,
Yes.
very true, very nice observation actually.
it's a testament to the software as to why it's so good, and without those teams, it wouldn't be. So,
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
comes down to the people always, right?
Yes.
It always comes down to the people. So,
and
there you
people
go.
so my day job, I work in IT support, and one of the things that you notice early on is that people always come to you with their problems. Very rarely do they come and say, "Great job."
Oh yeah, that's
you know?
true actually. That's true actually. That's
Yeah.
very true. They only contact you when they that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody send the help desk an email that just says, "You're awesome." I know it'll make their day. Not this help desk, the one that you email.
Yeah.
Yeah, not this one. We know we're awesome.
What's the public email for
And
that,
very
Joseph?
modest. Very
Help
modest.
at libre.com.
I'll do that right now. Actually,
There you go. Fire it out.
I'll do that right now. Help@libre.com. I'll do that right now.
By the way, guys, I need to be off in about 5 minutes. Just
Same.
you know.
Yeah, I think it's all getting to be a hard stop for all of us at 2.5 hours in. To the heroes who are still with us, man, you guys deserve a thumbs up too.
Yep.
Happy 55th if you're still on here.
Oh yeah, for sure. That guy's a legend.
Yep.
Not easy
50
thing, guys. Not an easy thing.
Brian Hunter, congratulations.
Right.
Right? I know, man.
I used to have hair.
There we go.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh man.
Steve, I think you're
I
one of
mean-
the people that actually looks cool without hair.
Yep.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Well, I have a theory that most people look cool with a shaved head. That's been a theory of mine. Yeah.
Most people who are follically challenged just turn it upside down, right? Because it goes from here, so they bring it down here.
Yep.
There you go. It's just a migration.
Tacos next time. I got my Costco hot dog.
There you go.
bill your insurance for some Demoxin. We'll be all right. That was a Simpsons reference, everybody. Deep cuts.
Weird Al says, "Just eat it."
Yeah. You'll be like the McDonald's CEO and just take a small bite, you know?
That's a big
Yep.
bite. Enjoy your product. Enjoy eating your product there, Joseph.
Yeah.
Other food vendors are available.
We're not the BBC. It's fine.
As we can see, the product here has a nice flange in it right now.
Yeah.
What? Why would a hot dog need a flange?
To
I mean,
interface
what would you, what would you
Answers to
connect
this
a hot
question
dog-
and more on the next Help Desk Live.
It's the taco docking system.
Yes.
modular tacos. Yeah,
Don't
there you
be
go.
hard about it.
Oh, we're getting into delirium here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. We cannot. It's. I think the evidence is in. We can only do 2.5 hours. After that, we just Just lose it.
Thank you guys all so much for being here.
Yeah, we like you all. Thank you so much. Guys.
Remember, next week, not in 2 weeks. It is next week, right, Joseph? We're gonna have our special guest on. All right, not in 2 weeks, but next week on the 26th.
Yep.
Next Friday, we're having the legend Scott Newman himself on the stream doing tolerancing with us.
Super important. Super important, guys. Super important.
We should have a regular Help Desk Live again on the 3rd, right?
Yep. Actually, that's a great point. So we are, and I made media for this, so I better use it. Okay. Next week we are having a stream with the legend Scott Newman, and on the 3rd I'm out of town, so I think we're gonna have to take it off. Maybe you guys can do a streaming party.
If you set it up, we'll do it here.
If you set it up, we'll be there.
Yeah, you could use your Video Ninja or something like that. But
yeah, we can do it. Let's do it.
So on the 3rd, we might have something going on. If you guys can manage it, and then we're back in business after that.
All right.
Guys, I need to sign off here. Thanks for being with us up to this point. It's been excellent. As usual, it's been a subject that I really love and I think is super helpful for everyone using it. Jason Reen, congrats again. And thank you all for being here, guys. Cheers.
Thanks for taking us through that, Costas. Take care, buddy.
You guys later. Thank you.